Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good morning, Marianas.
Good morning, Marianas. Holy smokes, it's Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you survived the weekend. I barely did. I think we all did, but we had such a great weekend. There was so much fun, so much activity, a little bit of craziness out there in the mainland. But everything here was pretty great. The weather was perfect. A little bit of that weather report they talk about, the scattered thunderstorms. Yeah, it happened yesterday for sure. If you didn't notice it, you must have been inside or sleeping or something. But what a weekend it was! Oh man, that's something about that song just gets me going in the morning. Hey, good morning, and good morning, Peeling. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We had a heck of a weekend. If you haven't noticed, if you weren't tuned in for it, then we definitely missed you guys. Now, we were out there covering the Saipan International Fishing Tournament. It was the 40th annual SFA fishing tournament. It's the biggest tournament that we've got, and it's massive. Over 100 boats were out there, 100 teams. Oh my God, it's nothing to yawn at, I promised. Man, it was absolutely wild. Just got to see all these boats out there, all these anglers. A lot of the local folks, it was just a great meeting place for everybody to be down there. Now, I know they've got a couple of, party nights, and then they got the big banquet tonight. But seeing the whole community there, not just the people who are entered in the tournament, but seeing them come out, get their own little taste of the excitement, seeing all those boats that are out there, the fellowship of fishermen out there, people sharing their fish all over the place. We got a couple of real nice skipjacks yesterday too. Wow, they were awesome. I can tell you all about what it was like to clean that fish with my daughter last night. That was a bonding experience. She's had fish. I don't think she has seen me bring a big fish home, but she has not seen the actual process of cleaning him, and then that's a little piece of work. Like really cutting them up and everything like that. Then showing her how to get in underneath that fillet, right along the spine, get in there, and then cut those pieces up real nice. And then, separating some of the other parts, like cutting off the tail, cutting off the head and the guts. Oh, no, Dad. I can't look. Yes, you can. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a fish. It's just a fish. You've eaten plenty of fish. I've never seen the guts before. That was so good. Pilling, you're asking, did anyone pass that 211-pound fish? I don't recall seeing anyone pass that, and the other fellows that were there would have told me too. I think that one's going to be the winner. So here's a little thing how that Saipan Fisherman's Tournament works. They don't have live updates on everything other than sitting right there at the scales. Now, we weren't there all day, but we were there pretty close. Now, we went there and set up early. On the first day, we were there when all the fishermen went out, and we saw all that stuff, but we didn't stay. We set up the tent, set up the table, because they had to get used to us too, right? We already had some stuff worked out with the fishermen, but like all the other folks who want to gather, like they don't know where everything is going to go. And it's the first time in the 40 years that there's been live coverage of that event, right? So we had our tent, and then we had our table, we had our chairs, and then we had a big platform to put the camera on. If you notice those overhead shots, that's what they were from. It's because we had the overhead. Also, we had to work out a few other things. But anyway, so we figured we'd get there in the morning, set that stuff up, and go home and take a nap. Go spend some family time a little bit, and then come back at 1 o'clock and really prepare to start at 2. Because there are fishermen who come in early. Look at those yawns. Drink some more coffee, Brad. There are fishermen who do come in early, but they don't all come in early. So we knew that the bigger excitement thing, more people would be down there later. And we knew we weren't going to do like an 8 or 9 hour live broadcast. We didn't have to be there for all of that. But there will be the big presentations tonight where they'll make all the announcements. So anyway, so if we missed some, we missed some. But they have the big boards there. If you noticed that yesterday, we had the quad screen up, so you're able to see what was available, like what they had written down. The problem is that some of the fish were coming in so fast, they didn't get to write them up on the boards right away. Don't worry, Fish and Wildlife was there the whole time tracking everything. They have everything, and they'll have it all ready to let everybody know what's going on tonight. But man, saw some jacked yellowfins. Holy cow. I know, I got a little excited about the yellowfins yesterday. I mean, that's a real fish that I know what I can do with it. I know how to cut that up and take care of it at home. Good stuff. Vincent Raymond, good to see you this morning. Now, let's see. Another comment's coming in. There you go. Great to see you guys, too. Yeah, so we didn't, if there might have been something that squeaked through, but I don't think so. We would have heard about it. But it was like Marlin Palooza. The marlins were definitely striking. There weren't a whole lot of huge ones, but they were out there. Oh, my gosh. Talk about all the shot. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink some coffee here. And I'm going to get you guys the latest from AP News. Before I do, though, I'll tell you that it is, again, Monday morning. It's 7:16. Hey, that's Buffalo time right now, 7:16. It's 7:16 in the morning here in Saipan. And up at the airport, it's 84 degrees. Humidity's at 82% today. It's a little breezy, but that's a good thing for us. Winds out of the east at 16 miles per hour. Throughout the day today, look forward to some isolated showers, but mostly sunny skies. A high near 89, and we're going to get gusts as high as 20. Tonight, though, that wind's going to pick up, and the chance of rain's going to go up to 30%. Partly cloudy skies tonight, going to drop down to about 79. Same kind of winds, but gusts as high as 21. Tomorrow, tomorrow's the day when most of those boaters are going to go home, and it's going to be a rough one for them, and we hope it's easier for them because on their way up here, it was rough. Anyway, tomorrow's isolated showers, partly sunny skies, high near 87. It's going to be gusty, up to 21 miles per hour. So we're going to be thinking about all those boaters heading back to Guam and Rota and Tinian tomorrow. It's going to get a little worse throughout the week, though. Wednesday, 50% chance of rain. Same with Thursday, and it's just going to keep going. Anyway, let's get you the latest that we have from AP, the Associated Press, for their headline news. Again, this is Monday, so it's their Sunday, so it's the latest they have. Now, I listened to the updated thing they have. I'm just going to refresh it again. But the latest thing that they have is from the other day. Thing is that their reports have been so fast and furious with everything that happened with former President Trump at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, that I think they're just trying to catch up with that. Well, anyway, let's get you guys the latest that they have, and then we'll move on. Oh, I got a better idea. Let's try that again with some volume.
AP News for this Saturday, July 13th. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Hold on, your head is bloody.
Shots were fired at Donald Trump's evening political rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The former president struck by an object, his ear bleeding, and on social media, Trump says it was a bullet. He was speaking to the crowd about immigration when it happened.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Secret Service agents held Trump to the floor until they got word the gunman had been killed by a counter-assault protective team.
Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Authorities say one rally goer was killed and another was injured. The AP's Julie Carr-Smith was there.
Shots rung out from the crowd, and the president dropped on the stage and was surrounded by his Secret Service.
President Biden addressed the nation soon after the incident.
The idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it.
Vice President Kamala Harris and the First Lady had also been campaigning in Pennsylvania. In Israel, It's still not clear if a Hamas leader targeted in a massive airstrike in southern Gaza was struck. Palestinian health officials say 90 civilians were killed. TV fitness guru Richard Simmons has died. He had just turned 76 on Friday. And Dr. Ruth Westheimer, a well-known radio and TV sex therapist, has died at the age of 96.
Playboy or penthouse in the bedroom of a couple. I'm all for it.
This is AP News. North Korea is ramping up its rhetoric against the United States.
North Korea has threatened to boost its nuclear fighting capability and make the US and South Korea pay an unimaginably harsh price. Pyongyang also slammed its rival's new defense guidelines that it says reveal an intention to invade North Korea. Just days earlier, President Joe Biden and his South Korean counterpart authorized the signing of joint nuclear deterrence guidelines. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
At least 22 students have been killed and dozens more are missing in central Nigeria after a school building collapse. Repeating our top story, former President Donald Trump's campaign says he's fine after what law enforcement officials are treating as an assassination attempt during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump was apparently shot in the ear, but pumped his fist to show people he was okay. I'm Jackie Quinn, AP News.
All right, that's the latest from the Associated Press. Working on another camera. Hey, it's really interesting getting all this whole party started every day. It's a lot of fun doing all this stuff. But man, getting in here the day after we had the big tournament, it's a lot of work getting everything set up. In fact, last night after we broke everything down, came back to the studio, set everything back up again. And a lot of what we have here is usually just here, and then we have like a mobile set, but we took a lot of what we had here with us for the big fishing tournament over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun. So it was worth it. Came back here, got some chow, and that was it. Hey, Jules, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Vincent Raymond, again, good to see you too. Tobot Castro, man, it was great to see you. You know what we needed yesterday? We needed a big screen in front of us that was tinted for the second half of the day. Gloria Hunter, oh my gosh, so great to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, you know what? I would love to go and say, let's go to the Shack, but I know you guys are closed on Monday, so I won't be able to see you over there. But anyway, so that's where I miss out on Mondays. Hey, I don't want to totally belabor all that stuff that we got from the AP News headline, because I'll tell you what, that everything that happened with the former president, no matter who it is, no matter what party it is, nobody wants to see that. It doesn't seem stable at all. It doesn't seem like the kind of country you want to live in. Like, I can't imagine how it was back in the 60s with JFK during his assassination. And then in the 80s, I was alive when the assassination attempt, was it Robert Hinckley Jr., tried to assassinate President Reagan at the time, which was just, wild. But this one was, during a campaign rally, kind of shades of Bobby Kennedy. I know that's before my time too, but still, it was during a campaign event. And there's all kinds of questions about it. I don't know if you guys saw it. You heard the update from the AP. Just listening to the music on that one. But I'll show you. So that one's the slow motion one. Let's see if I can.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. Take a look what happened.
We do this. I'll get to that other one here in a second. Sorry. I have two separate ones for you, and I want to make sure that you're able to see, that's the edited one, and number 2 should not be the edited one. That should be the original. Okay. Boom. All right. So let's do this. I want to get the original first. You were able to hear it on the Associated Press first, and
ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country.
This is what I thought.
Probably
was really
20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Photo we got. Oh, there it is right there. And it was like, you just saw, he just went up like that, like, and checked his hand. And gets down. And then all hell breaks loose. Screaming, shouting, the gunshots, and you listen to the number of shots that were fired.
Moving us there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready.
You know, they talk about. I could show you guys like some of the graphics where they show you like where the shooter was, how far away he was. I haven't read yet the type of weapon they used, but we were talking about this last night. I mean, like that's 148 meters away. Hey, good to see you, Freddie. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you too, Melly. Thank you. Freddie, and I'll tell you, same thing for you. Like I had all kinds of messages coming in to me over the weekend about, what do you think about this? And think that's legit? Do you think that really happened?
I got you.
Like,
Let me get my shoes.
absolutely. I mean, you see that reaction time that he had. I mean, like when the shot started going. Oh, there's no sound on that video.
Watch out.
All right, so hold on. Oh, let me see if the other one works out. Because I do have sound for this stuff. Let's find out where the sound's coming from on this one. Sorry you guys can't actually hear that. The sound is garbled. For the whole show or just for that video? Let me find out. Just a moment. We'll find out what we got. I didn't think that sound for that video was going to be all messed up, but that's possible. I'll get you a cleaner version of it. What ended up happening was usually I do all that stuff from here, but I was running and gunning yesterday trying to do this stuff, trying to get that kind of info.
Ever in recorded history into our country.
Really on the go. Clip louder
And then,
hotter than you would have. Okay, thank you.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country.
There we go. Sorry, I'm sliding down for it. Now you can see it.
And you know, that's
and hopefully that helps the video a little bit. Appreciate that.
And if you want to really see something that says,
yeah, I mean, so like this is legit. I mean, like anybody who doubts that was like actually happening. I mean, that actually happened. There's a great photo shot by one of the photographers here, just by chance, right, where they were able to see the bullet in the air. Hold on. Trump bullet photo. It's pretty impressive that you could see it like just like going through the air. Hold on, see, New York Times had it. I saw it yesterday, and it's amazing that this could really be it. Hold on, let me save that image, put it in with today, so I could just pop it up on the screen. You'll be able to see it. Oh, I gotta convert it. I'm gonna put it on there. I'll let you guys see it in just a second. Promise. It's just because of the type of file that it's saved as. But it's really wild that somebody caught apparently the photo of the bullet on its trajectory. It's absolutely crazy. Here we go. That's it. Convert it. Ready for download here in a second.
Watch out.
Download. Make sure I put it in that same folder. And I'm going to pop it up there for you guys. That's the fun stuff, right? You like me talking you through it? No problem. I got you. You're good. All right. So let me pop this up here for you. And call it T3. All right, so here, let's transition over here. Check that out. This is apparently the trajectory of the bullet that was in there. Is that I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that they could catch something like that. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Just by chance, the photographer down there was able to catch something like that. Just, oh, man. blown away. I mean, that they're able to, that just happened to be there. Like you just see, it's like slicing through the air. See if I can zoom in a little bit more for you. Image, get that one. And zoom it in. Boom. All right. I mean, I think it's just, here, look at that. Zoom in on that. Like, that is just wild. Now, is it doctored? Did somebody just do that? You could do anything digitally these days. Maybe. Let's see. Who's the photographer who apparently got this? Doug Mills, a veteran New York Times photographer. He's the one who ended up getting this one. And it was assessed by retired FBI special agent who's Michael Harrigan, who spent 22 years in the Bureau, and said, hey, that's what that is. That's wild. I mean, it's on the right path and everything. I mean, that would make sense. Well, I'll tell you what, that was, I mean, like, I can't believe it. That's a shot. Now, it didn't, geez, is that covered up? There, boom. There we go. So he wasn't assassinated, but definitely was an assassination attempt, right? But to catch the path of something like that, that would have been unprecedented in history. Nobody would have ever caught the bullet in a photo of somebody who was assassinated. That was just such a, you'd say outstanding photo, but it's just by chance, right? Good morning, Louisa. Good to see you. Yep. Wow, just incredible. So I'll tell you what. So one of the things I want to do, like we got the information. Somebody from the States messaged us just like as it was breaking, and that was when we were setting everything up. I'm like, I really needed to get this stuff set up, and I couldn't just leave it to the other guys who were helping me out. So we had to finish setting up. Then I went down to the gym and popped open the laptop and started checking out all the video again and everything. Gave the update. That's when I put it up on the news service. And then I started looking at that video because I'm like, I had to look at it again. I'm like, wow, you can really see like his reaction when I saw Trump first go down. It almost the first look at it, it was like, hey, what's going on? Oh, maybe I should get down. No, when I saw it slower, it was, wow, let's see if this is the, no, that's not that one. Here, now check this out. I'll work on the volume. Oh, good, the volume's a little low. No.
And then the worst president in the history
I'm showing
of our
you
country
the exact
took
same
over.
video on that
and
one.
Look what happened to our country.
That's not what I want to do.
Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old,
All right,
that
hold
chart.
on,
That
hold
chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look
Let
at
me
what
get you
happened.
the right video. Why is that happening? Oh, I know why. Here. I'm going to delete this. Yes. I know why. Once in a while, I figure stuff out. Once in a while, I figure stuff out. Once in a while, I figure stuff out. All right, so let's see if this is going to be in the right spot. We're just going to move this over. All right, so
if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. Take a look at what happened.
I know the volume was a little wild. So that's slowed down because you can actually see him look at it, and then he's like, holy crap, I got shot in just an instant. So I slowed it down. I took it up and cut it up in a couple of different things. You just see them start to do it. I mean, immediate reaction. Checks his hand, and he's like, ooh, I'm getting down. I'd say that's quality reaction time from somebody who just got shot. Really, like that is, I don't want to talk about that it's impressive, but it's kind of impressive that's how it worked. Again, check it out. So, everybody else is in the background. And watch their reactions, too. He reacts faster than some of the other folks who are out there. Shots bang. Like that old guy in the background still looking around. It's like, oh, guy holding a year fire sign. It was impressive. Yeah, Ann, I'm with you. Ann says, I hope the crazies don't start riots because of this. Oh, what are you going to riot? Where are you going to go? You know, like, who are you going to protest against for something like that? You know? Oh, yeah. You know, I appreciate it. Somebody sent me some video of the snipers, right? The counter snipers. So that was one of the other things that someone was talking about. Like, how did they already know where they were shooting and stuff like that? So whenever they have these kind of events that are happening, and they have, for the president or other VIPs, they perform sweeps in the area, and they go through and they scope out any place that would, like, because they have their own snipers. They said, hey, if you were a bad guy, where would you pick that you would get this guy? And so they had their sectors all identified. They had their locations probably identified where if there was a bad guy out there, where they thought that person would be. And, they're checking all the time. They're in their scopes and looking at all that stuff. And somehow this guy got up there and fired a shot, and then the counter snipers were already there. That's just how that stuff works. They have the counter snipers, and here, I can get you guys that video too. I'll show you that. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna pause it first. But yeah, there's always, if you've ever seen any of these kind of events, there are counter snipers for those kind of events. Here, that's it, right? So I'm gonna save this and show that to you too. Yeah, I don't know. So they did the sweep probably to start it off, right? And I mean, where there would probably go. Like, they identify parts that just seem like they're the places where you would go for something like that. And then they're just looking around the whole time. That's it. I mean, that's literally how they do that stuff here. I'm going to duplicate that, put that video out there. I'm going to call this T4. I'm going to give you that video. I'm going to take that one out. Get you that sniper video, the counter sniper video. Okay? So, hold on. Okay, we'll put that on a loop so it doesn't just shut off right away. Oh. That's so funny. There we go. I'm laughing at what folder I pulled up instead by mistake. Okay, so let's move this over to you guys.
A couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old.
But that's it. So that was their counter stuff. So when you go to those kind of events, you're going to see those kind of people up there perched all over the place. Sometimes you will see them, sometimes you won't. Sometimes they're out of the way, but they're always there. They're always there to show that kind of stuff. And it's wild. I mean, it's wild. It's not something that people are accustomed to seeing all the time. It's not stuff that you want to do, or stuff that it even's like, I don't know if that makes you happy seeing that kind of stuff or makes you feel more safe, but I'm guessing no. But it's just one of those necessary things when you've got folks like that. When you've got, threats in the world and stuff like that. I mean, that's, anyway, it happens. President Biden came out and said, hey, what's the deal? Come on. Shouldn't be shooting. No, but he did come out and say that it was unheard of, which I think it's more like it's not unheard of. There have been plenty of assassination attempts before. But he also said it's not appropriate. I'm like, not appropriate? It just seems like it's not really the way, that doesn't really fit the description. It's not appropriate. That's poor behavior. It's unfitting. I'm like, no, just say that it's awful. It's not. Nobody condones that kind of stuff. Nobody, whether you like one of the candidates or not, you're not supposed to be popping them off. That's it. You don't like the president? You're not supposed to take him out. And that's it. I mean, that's literally it. No, the Secret Service did a good job by piling up on him afterwards. And they definitely did a good job of rallying on that. And then they got up and got out of there. They tackled him out of his shoes. You hear that quote? Let me get you. Let me get my shoes. Just let me get my shoes. I mean, because Trump's not like us tying his shoes, right? Maybe when he's golfing, but when he's all dressed up. I mean, you saw the guy who put his hand up. He's still wearing cufflinks and stuff like that. This is not a guy who's tying up his shoes. He's got one of those super long shoe horns as he's slipping them on. Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting tackled out of your shoes? Or just getting piled on that it knocks your shoes off? Yeah. So, just amazing. And, you know, when people talk about, like, maybe a security failure or something like that, I can't get behind it totally. And the answer is yes. I'll tell you about that in a second. You can't live in a bubble. You can't say, well, it's a soft target and it's not safe. And no, because you don't want to live in that world. We don't want to live in a place where it's like there's a plastic shield or, you know, like a safety shield no matter where you go. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You don't want it. You don't want to live in a like police state where everything is secure. It's not secure. It's life. You're not going to have safety wherever you go. It's just not going to happen. At least it shouldn't. You shouldn't want that. I mean, it's life. You can't live in a plastic bubble. And you can't protect yourself from every threat that's out there. Things happen. People are fallible. That just happens. Oh. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me move this one thing up. Any interviews this week? All right. So, Ann, let me get to that. We have John Gonzalez is going to come on Friday. We talked to him. We started messaging him, and he put it to his committee, trying to get it all set up. And then we spoke with him at the fishing tournament yesterday and picked out the date. So Friday, he'll be here with us in studio. So we're going to hear from the candidate himself. So that's 3. And right now, he's the only one who officially filed so far. So we'll have the only official candidate. I know we have a GOP candidate. We have the independent / Democrat candidate. And then this will be the independent candidate. But he's the only one that officially filed so far. So we'll have him in, and that's pretty cool. The other one, we'll wait and see if Liana files, and hopefully if she does, then hopefully she'll come in and join us. I'd like to get her in there to talk about what her take is on it too. Want to get anyone who's going to run for this position. We definitely want to get them in and hear from them and hear what their takes are on all this. Hey, we can talk about that shooter though, because they talked about this kid who tried to shoot the former president. He was only 20 years old. We were, joking like a little bit. I know. How can you joke about something like that? I know. I'm just joking about, like, how could you be 148 meters away and miss? I mean, like, we were trained to do that without a scope. Like, Freddie, you were watching. Like, again, this is not, hey, I'm not saying that anything about anything, just other than just general marksmanship, right? Like he was definitely not an infantryman. I knew that right away when he missed that 148 meters away. You do that with iron sights, right? That's an iron sight thing. You can't, not a real marksman. I mean, it was close, but this kid probably had a scope and missed. So definitely wasn't an infantryman. Yeah. Hey, with regards to the fishing tournament, we're going to find out tonight. Again, so we took pictures of the board. We do have a spreadsheet from everything they had on the board for the first day. But after that, we only took photos of whatever they put up on the board. Not everything made it onto the board as it was coming in, especially toward the end of the day. It's so hectic over there. It's so wild. that there's no way that they're able to get everything up there in time. So that's how we're going to find out tonight at the banquet. And that, by the way, that's part of the excitement of the banquet. We're not, I mean, if they extend an offer, we'll go. But, we're not part of the organizing or anything like that. We just took it upon ourselves to cover it because new stuff, right? And it's also the biggest thing, and it's the 40th anniversary. I mean, it's the coolest thing that was happening. I mean, that was it. So we wanted to be there for that. And that's what got us there. And that's why we were there. We had a great time with it too. And we had plenty of sun. We had plenty of rain. We ended up getting some fish. The Fishing Association also, the first morning we were there for the opening, they brought us over some breakfasts, which were really nice. So thank you so much for that. That was an absolute treat that we were not expecting. One was a longanisa plate, one was a tocino plate. So Trey and I would just kind of, here, I'll give you some of the tocino, you give me some of the longanisa, and then we both had rice and eggs and everything with some pickled cocoa, and it was just great stuff. Great stuff. That's how we got started on the first day. And then after that, we had to make sure we stay hydrated throughout the day, and had some folks coming over and joining us, and got to see some folks from the Tribune, from the Variety, from KSPN out there and enjoying it. And then we got to hang out with them a little bit too while we were watching all the stuff happen. Man, that's the greatest thing. By the way, real quick, we got an organization put together called the Society of Professional Journalists. And really, the driving force behind it is Tomas Manglona from KUAM. And man, this kid's great. Just probably the best reporter in Saipan, right? Is that fair to say to the other reporters? Oh, no, I don't think that anyone's going to get mad at that. But I really love the way he does it. Well, anyway, driven to make this stuff happen. So he's the president now of the Society of Professional Journalists. And then we've got vice president is Brian Manabat, and the treasurer is Kimberly S. Morris over there at the Tribune. So it's got great representation. Every media outlet out here is part of it. It's something that you do. It's not the organization that buys into it. It's the individual journalist. And it's great that that's going. Well, anyway, so I bring it up because it's just great because it just kind of forms and fosters a great fellowship amongst the reporters out here. I think it's a really great thing, and I'm really glad that we have it. And yeah, I mean, we're already friendly with each other. It's not like those cutthroat guys in the mainland. No, I don't care. I need to get that. Let me elbow you so I can get in there and get that photo. No. It's great out here. It works out great. Longanisa is one of my favorites too. I love that. I didn't call an Uber yesterday. I didn't go ham on the beer for sure. I think over the course of our broadcast itself was over 4 hours, and not to mention the setup time and the breakdown time and all that stuff. So we're out there for about 6 hours or more, just in the afternoon. I think I had 4 beers over the course of that. So maybe 5, but I think it was 4. So no Uber for me. I was just fine with that limit. Then, by the way, after that, we had to come back here, drop everything off, and then I set stuff up, and so I picked up some Mickey D's. Yeah, they have a new smoky quarter pounder with cheese, BLT. Oh, so we tried that. It was good. It's really good with the Coors Light too. It certainly was yesterday, at the end of a long day. Oh, those trees in the background. Oh. And it says, man, we really have beautiful beaches and skies. Trim those trees out there. Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful view out there. And one of the reasons why you're able to see it is because of that tint job that we got from the tint man from Dan, Tobat Castro. Really, that's why you're able to see it. It's because these windows are so tinted that it doesn't bleach everything out from the sun behind us. All right, so we're creeping up on the 8 o'clock hour. It's going to be interesting today too, because today we are going to get an intern. Yes, we are getting an intern today, and we're really excited about that because we're going to see Vijay Agultu is going to come in. He's scheduled to come in and join us in about 10 minutes or so. And this is a program with the Saipan Chamber of Commerce and Department of Labor. We're going to find out all about this VJ here later today. I'm not going to throw him right into the show right away, but we're going to work on it. Yeah, it could be you, Tobot. It could be you. You could be that guy. But yeah, man, that Smokey was a great one. It's true. All right. Well, before we get too much deeper into everything today, we're going to take a quick break. We will have the big sports update from the Associated Press in just a little bit. But I want to make sure that we give some love to our sponsors because they're out there and taking care of us and helping us keeping these lights on and keeping everything going. So, after a long tournament of getting prepped and breaking down and setting up and eating food and hydrating, you want to make sure you can burn off some of those calories somehow. And one great way to do it is by going to Saipan's newest place to go and work out at Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness in Chalakino. It's right in front of the Aquarius Beach Tower. When you're looking around in the south side, look for the tallest building. That's it. Right in front of it is the newest gym out with the latest equipment, free weights, equipment, all the machines that are there. They've got great trainers that are certified. They've got great protein shakes. They've got an octagon in there, for God's sakes. I mean, they got everything, but they don't have you. Go in there, check them out, and tell them you heard about it here on the NMI News Service. Good Morning Marianas, or just say, hey, Brad sent me.
Where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. Be a Lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Ocean.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
Good morning, Marianas. Can you understand the words? Well then, Segoy. Good morning, everybody. How about that for what happened with your voice, Brad? Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. You survived the weekend. You survived on the water. Maybe you just survived on the land watching everybody out there as they were having a great time on the water. It was a great time. I heard it was a little rough yesterday for sure as people were fighting to try and get their fish. But it was a heck of a thing. Well, I'll tell you what it is now, though. It's 84 degrees up at the airport and pretty nice. Humidity's 82 degrees up there, and the wind's about 60 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Still, a beautiful day out here in the Marianas. So much better than it could be. Enjoy it while you can. Again, great weather, great day, and what a great day of fishing yesterday. I mean, I guess no matter what do they say? Is that a bad day of fishing is better than a regular day of anything else? That's what they say. Now, Millie, don't run away because I got a question about the Padres that I got to answer. All right? She's like, as soon as I hear baseball, that's when I got to turn off. I'm like, no, you got to stay. Because RJ Ray's got a question. I'll tell you what, when did the Padres play? Well, that's an excellent question because they're going to be playing tomorrow night against Falcons. Tonight, that's the White Sox and the Bandits. And why is that a big deal? Because the Bandits knocked off the Padres on Friday night. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, it was such a big game. It was the makeup game that was really scheduled for like a month ago. The Padres were on a crushing tear. They were 5-1 and just knocking everybody off, but they fell to the Bandits. We told you that the top of the standings, all these guys can do just about anything. And the Bandits now got their share of third place. Now, they're tied with the Padres at 5-2, but they got the edge because of that head-to-head competition. So the Bandits now, man, the Bandits looking a lot stronger real quick. They're starting to turn it on toward the end of the season, and it's a great time because there's only a couple of games left for these guys. Falcons are at 8-0 right now. They're going to be playing against the Padres. If the Padres win, then it all depends on the White Sox because the Falcons' last game of the year is against the White Sox. If the White Sox win, then the Padres would end up winning the pennant based on that head-to-head match. That's the only reason why they'd win. But, I mean, the Padres could have had, if they would have beat the Bandits and then they beat the Falcons tomorrow night, then that would have been it. Then they would have, if they would have win out, then they'd have their control of their own destiny. They have to hope that the Falcons slip up if they win. But right now, the Falcons got the inside track on the pennant at 8-0 with 2 games left. Cardinals, 7-2. They got 1 game left. They are not going to be able to get the old pennant because they ended up losing to the Falcons. So even if the Falcons drop their last 2 and the Cardinals win their next 2, or their final game, Falcons still going to win the pennant. Again, Padres still have a chance. They're going to have to win tomorrow, and they're going to need a lot of help from the White Sox. Let's tell you what the standings are, though. You got the Falcons at 8-0, Cardinals at 7-2, Bandits at 5-2, Padres at 5-2. I mean, what a logjam here in the middle. Sandlot at 5-3, Braves at 5-3, Then you got the Royals and Blue Jays both at 4-4. Bears just a half game behind them at 4-5 with one game left. They're going to try and finish the season at 400. White Sox at 3-5. D-Niners at 2-5. Natives at 0-7 and Blue Sharks at 0-9. Not their season, but a lot of they had some new guys too, so it's pretty cool. Now the top 7 teams are going to make it to the playoffs. So if the season were to end today, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So right now, if the playoffs ended today, well, it would certainly help if I started on the right line. There we go. If the season ended today, it'd be the Falcons, Cardinals, Bandits, Padres, Sandlot, Braves, and Royals. And really, the Royals and Blue Jays, did they play? Let's find out. Because it's going to go on head-to-head with the Royals and the Blue Jays, because right now they're 4-4. Granted, they still got to play. But if Royals and Blue Jays went head-to-head on the season, whoever won that game would have the advantage. Let's look. Royals and Blue Shark, Royals and Bandits, Blue Sharks. Come on, Blue Jays and Royals. So not in the first week, not through week 4. Let's start week 5. No. Week 6, no. Week 7, no. Week 8, Blue Jays Royals. So the Blue Jays actually had the advantage. So let me just make that change real quick. Just because of head-to-head, the Blue Jays would make it in right now over the Royals. They have the equal records, but there we go. Now we got that squared away. Now, it just as something to note, not every team plays every team. Oh, no, Millie's leaving. She said she's going to watch Euro Cup soccer. All right, I will make an attempt to cover some Euro Cup soccer just to keep you going. I won't be able to do it today. I can't do it on the fly. I'm not that cool. But I'll try to do it for you later this week. But anyway, so that's it. If the playoffs were to start today, Falcons, Cardinals, Bandits, Padres, Sandlot, Braves, Blue Jays. And watching would be the Royals, Bears, White Sox, D-Niners, Natives, Blue Sharks. That's if it happened today. Yeah, Bears would just be on the outside of it. They're at 4-5 to about. So they've got one game left. Who do the Bears got for the here toward the end of the season? Bears play the Braves on July 31st. And that's just to get to 500. So we'll see if they can get there. This week, this is what we're looking at. Hopefully the weather holds up, too, because it's going to get progressively worse during the week. Tuesday and Thursday, the chance for rain is going to go up quite a bit. So White Sox going up against the Bandits tonight. Tomorrow's the big game that we're going to cover right here at the NMI News Service. Padres versus the Falcons. Big game for the Sandlot Wednesday night. Thursday, Natives and Blue Jays. Again, Blue Jays need to win every game they can. And they got a tough one coming up next week also, because next week Blue Jays play Sandlot. So they got D-Niners this week for the Ooh, geez, there's a message. So Sandlot is playing D-Niners this week. Blue Jays have the Natives. So that's pretty good for them so far because Natives still have to win. But next week, the Blue Jays go against the Sandlot. That's going to be a good game. For sure. Those guys are going to be playing for some playoff positioning. So it's a great season. It's been a great season, and it's going to be great coming down to the wire here to see who's going to pull it off and who's going to make it in. Again, the main thing is Blue Jays, Royals, Bears. Blue Jays, if the Blue Jays win out, they're in the playoffs. If the Royals win out, they got a chance. Again, the worst that Sandlot and the Braves can do is finish 500, right? So they need to win out. The best the Bears can do is finish 500. They've only got one game left. So that's what we're looking at. And we'll talk more about it when we get there for the game. Hey, did you know that today is Developmental Disability Professionals Day? That's it, July 15th, Developmental Disability Professionals Day. And it's something, it's just a little, I don't know, it's just something I'm really interested in is trying to do more stuff for folks who they didn't get the same fair shake that everybody else got into, and I love it. I love seeing people overcome adversity to do great things. But anyway, July 15th is Developmental Disability Professionals Day. It's all about recognizing the work done by developmental disability professionals who often go unnoticed despite providing services to some of the most vulnerable people in the country. National Association for Qualified Intellectual Disability Specialists, the NAQ, is the primary national organization recognizing developmental disability professionals, and it was established back in 2020. And these type of folks include qualified intellectual disability professionals, case managers, service coordinators, and other titles, depending on which state they work in. They assist people with developmental disabilities through facilitating the provision of residential services, creating employment opportunities, serving as behavior analysts, coordinating medical services, and more. So who's that here? You got the guys from OVR, the Office of Vocational Rehab. This is the folks from NM Posse, Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Services Incorporated. This is CLI, the Center for Living Independently, and that's just to name three. That is awesome. Like, those three organizations do so much for folks in our community. Today is their day. If you know somebody who works over at any of those places, help them out. And you don't have to do anything other than say, hey, today's your day, pal. Let me get you lunch, if you can. Glenn, I did, but I didn't get a press release about that. Here, let me pull that up. I just by chance saw it online. Hold on one second. Let me pull up Transit CNMI, because I did see that on there. Here we go. So ride for free on July 16th. Tomorrow is Rural Transit Day. That's right. If you normally are using the local bus system to get around in the CNMI, well, tomorrow's your day because you don't have to pay. That's all I'm going to say today. Hooray. That's all I can say. All right, I'm done. I'm done with the rhymes. All right, but tomorrow is the day that you can ride for free on Transit CNMI. It's Rural Transit Day, so it says whether you're a first-time rider or a regular customer, you're welcome to enjoy unlimited free rides with us all day long. You know what we should do? I'm not kidding. We should set up our show on a bus and ride that bus for the whole show for 2 hours tomorrow. I mean, we would be tucked away in the back, out of the way of everybody. We could do it. We could definitely do the live show tomorrow on the bus the whole way. I would have preferred to have coordinated that with Transit CNMI first, so they're not wondering what the heck's going on. We could do it. We could literally do that all day. I don't want to take a spot for anybody, so I'm going to pass on it. But we'll get on a bus at some point tomorrow after the show. And maybe we'll just do it live from the phone, and we'll live stream it a little bit after our regular show, just to get on and promote it as it's happening. Because that's the thing. It is free rides. We'll put that, I'll get you a little flyer on here so you guys can see it. But it's pretty cool. Anytime we get an opportunity to get cool stuff like that, we should definitely take advantage. Here, let me get you, I'm going to pop this up there on the screen for you. Bum, bum, bum. Pictures in a new window. And we're going to get this for you, so you guys are going to be able to see it. So you can share it and do all that other stuff. We'll put that out there for you guys later, too. That's the important stuff today. All right. There we go. July 15. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get you a whole little background. So, transit. Back. Bam. You're like, what are you doing? Can you at least give us something to listen to while you're doing that? All right, I can do that. All right, sound a little bit better because I got something going? All right, so here we go. We'll call it TC for Transit CNMI. We're going to get you guys the latest, and that's it. Okay. Oh, here, we do that. I can't even put myself on there. You can? Yes, I can. Here we go. Kapow. Drop that down underneath it. Just need to move over a little bit. There we go. All right. I got to move this way a little bit. There you go. You can ride for free. And you guys, I hope that was worth the wait. All right. Hey, good morning, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Well, yeah, Glenn, there's free swag in there, too. How cool is that? That they're going to have stuff that they're going to be able to give out to everybody for as part of it. As part of a free ride for free rides tomorrow on all the buses out here for Transit CNMI. It's Rural Transit Day tomorrow, and you're the big winner. You get to get a free ride all day. I like that idea. I'm a fan of free, especially free transportation. We're not going to complain about that at all. Hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you guys on all the channels now. 2, 3, ha. All right. Well, that's the big deal that's going on tomorrow. So take advantage of it while you can. Transit CNMI. We'll see if we can't get some of the folks from there. Maybe get Malia or maybe Special Assistant Alfreda on the phone. Talk about it a little bit. I think that'd be really cool. Drop them a message, actually, right now. See if we can't get them. Okay, hold on. You guys can tell us what's going on. By the way, while we're doing this, you know our phone lines are open. As they always are, 789-2323. 670-789-2323. I'm getting some great messages, too, about one of the interviews that we had during the show yesterday, during the broadcast. Because we had Savannah come on and join us in the morning, in the afternoon during the tournament, and it was hilarious. Some of the stuff that she was cranking out was hilarious. I mean, what do they say? Out of the mouths of babes, right? Little 8-year-old firecracker came on. She was all excited. We met her in the morning and we said, "Hey, yeah, come back when we're broadcasting, and you can come on with us, and we'll talk about whatever." She's like, "Oh, awesome." Came on, she had makeup on, she had like a purple wig on, and she was ready to go. And she was just delightful. It was great having her on there. And some of the stuff she was saying was just cracking us up. Just great. And but she enjoyed yesterday too. And now, hold on one sec. We're still going to try to and get someone from CODA to talk to us about this stuff. 1 second. Good morning, Doom. And let's get that picture up here. We're going to copy it. Ooh. All right, well, the message is sent, and it's out there, and maybe we'll get one of them to bite this morning. That would be great if they can. If not, maybe somebody else will get out there with us and share a little bit about it, because that's a really cool opportunity. Hey, speaking of opportunities, we had the opportunity to see DPS Commissioner Anthony Macaranis, the MVP for crime fighting out here. And I know we're all happy that he's in that spot. And you know what's funny? When I saw him at the fishing tournament, he was just telling me, "Man, I just got done writing a ticket to somebody." Like, how often does the commissioner issue tickets? That's got to be one you got to take a picture of and frame it on the wall. You got to go pay for it just so you can keep it. And there you go. Like, that's a souvenir from your DPS commissioner. Anyway, we're going to get him on the show as well. And we're just working on his schedule now. And to get him in and talk about all the good stuff that they're doing. DPS, they fight the bad guys. They're out there doing it. And I love those guys, man. I'm telling you, the boys and girls in blue taking care of our CNMI. They get the fair shake. They're the ones who take care of us out there. They're the ones who are really taking care of the community. And, I'm glad that they're there. And I'm glad they got to deal with so much stuff. I don't know how they do it. You know who it's even worse for? The guys, the folks who work at corrections. Because they have to, their mission is so vast, right? They've got to take care of the security inside the prison walls. They've got to make sure, they've got to try to get those folks rehabilitated so that they can come back out as more productive members of our society, kick all those habits that they picked up. And then there's just so much negativity inside those walls. I mean, it's a tough place to be in. I took a tour of it about 10 years ago when I was with the KSPM, and there's just something about it. It's like you don't want to be in there. You don't want to be in there. Those guys who are working there are doing it by choice because that's their job. But still, you're just surrounded by all kinds of negativity from the inmates. These are people who committed crimes. They're in there for a reason. They're not in there because they're the nicest folks on the street that just happen to get caught up. So, sure, I'm sure there's stories out there, but you're a part of that world if you're in there as a corrections officer, and you've got to deal with all of that, and then process that kind of stuff, and then still try to live a normal life outside the walls. Like if you could just switch on and switch off as you go in and you go out, I guess it would be easy. Being able to do that, man, hats off to them too, because I don't know how they do it. You got to know who you are and how you're wired. I'm not wired to be that guy. More power to them for doing it. And Commissioner Torres, especially Commissioner Torres, doing a great job for providing opportunities for folks who just did not have them before. Teaching people that there is a life that's waiting outside those walls, and there's people who are waiting to welcome them when they get out into the community. Like that's the work that Commissioner Torres is doing, and that is admirable. I don't know that anybody else hasn't been doing that prior to him, but he's doing a heck of a job of letting people know that that's what's happening, and it is outstanding. I don't know if you've ever heard him talk about it. It's inspiring to hear about that. I mean, like he's talking about, hey, you got to support what we're doing at Department of Corrections, because the folks who are in here are going to be your neighbors. Their kids are going to play with your kids. They're going to be living right next to you. It's in your best interest to have a better community with folks who are ready to go. And so he's got all kinds of training programs in there set up for the folks who are in there. And they're coming out. Not everybody's perfect, right? Not everybody is going to be a success story. But there are people that are coming out of Department of Corrections now that have a fighting chance. And that's in large part because of the work that's being done by Commissioner Torres. I'm telling you, it's admirable. It's really admirable. Hold on, just got a couple messages that came in. Okay. Okay, we're going to pass on that one. But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Really. All right. Hey, we're going to take a real quick break and get into the sports, because we want to give you guys the latest that we got from the Associated Press for sports. And then we're going to move on. We'll talk about some more of the topics that you think are important as well. We're going to get to some of the other headlines. Again, the big headline that we talked about at the beginning of the show was the assassination attempt of current candidate, but former President Donald Trump. And then we talked about the big fishing tournament. And again, today's big day is National Disabilities Professional Day. All right, so here's the latest update that we got from the Associated Press for sports.
AP Sports, I'm Steve Carney. A wild finish leads off a full Saturday slate of baseball as the Tigers come from behind in dramatic fashion to stun the Dodgers in extras. This report from correspondent Denny Kapp.
Gio Urshela hits a walk-off two-run homer in the 10th to lift the Tigers past the Dodgers 11-9. Urshela's heroics put an exclamation point on a comeback that featured Detroit scoring 5 times in the 9th to send it to extra innings, delivering the Tigers their 7th win in their last 9 games. Tigers manager A.J. Hinch.
There's been some really fun wins. This is going to rank right up there, but you never be mad after a win, but you can be a little extra excited after a win like today.
Colt Keith fueled the offense from beginning to end, hitting a 2-run double to give the Tigers their first lead and a 2-out, 2-run homer to cap the 5-run 9th. Dodgers All-Star Shohei Ohtani belted his 29th long ball of the season and the 200th of his career in the loss.
Other finals from Saturday's interleague schedule. Brian Reynolds' 4 RBI as the Pirates defeat the White Sox 6-2. The Phillies make Tyler Phillips' Major League debut a successful one with an 11-5 win over the Athletics. The right-hander said he could feel the crowd support after his 6 innings of work.
Result-wise, it wasn't perfect how I wanted it to be, but to have that many people stand behind me, it means something, and my passion for this city, I was fighting back tears. I was choked up real bad.
In the game, Bryce Harper also became the latest player to homer against all 30 Major League clubs. Carlos Santana homers and reaches base 4 times as the Twins double up the Giants 4-2. And Corbin Carroll belts a pair of homers and drives in 6 as the Diamondbacks beat up the Blue Jays 12-1. In the American League, the race in the East is all square as the Yankees have caught the Orioles. Correspondent Craig Heist reports.
The Yankees hit 3 home runs to back the pitching of Luis Gil as they beat the Orioles 6-1, taking the first 2 games of their series. The Yankees scored 4 in the first off starter and loser Jason Rodriguez. Gleyber Torres singled home a run, and then Austin Wells hit a 3-run homer to right.
It gave us just the extra momentum that for Louis to go out there and just shove. He went out there and did that with a lead, and super happy for him too.
Juan Soto and Aaron Judge hit back-to-back homers in the 5th for Judge, his 34th, becoming the first Yankee to hit 34 home runs before the All-Star break. Gil went 6 innings to improve to 10-5, while Rodriguez gave up all 6 runs over 5 innings to fall to 11-4.
Elsewhere in the American League, a 2-run pinch hit homer by rookie John Kenzie Noel gives the Guardians a 4-2 win over the Rays. The Red Sox blanked the Royals 5-0. Nathaniel Lowe's 10th inning RBI single gives the Rangers a 2-1 decision over the Astros. And the Angels make a pair of second-inning runs hold up, beating the Mariners 2-1. In the National League, the Brewers' tailspin continues after wasting a big lead. AP correspondent Dave Ferry reports.
C.J. Abrams belted a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 9th inning to cap the Nationals' big comeback in a 6-5 downing of the slumping Brewers. Milwaukee put together a 5-run first with 2 out before losing for the 7th time in 9 games. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
It's kind of all came together for us with the same type of wins we had. The other teams are beating us that way. They're young, nothing to lose, playing free. We're playing a little bit like, God, we're going to be okay, that kind of thing.
Eric Haas's 2-run single put the Brew Crew ahead by 5 before Washington scored 3 times in the 3rd. Pinch hitter Luis Garcia hit a solo shot in the 7th to get the Nats within a run. Derek Law worked the 8th inning to get the win. Trevor McGill blew the save and took the loss. Kyle Finnegan picked up the save.
Also in the National League, the Mets earn a 7-3 win over the Rockies. The Reds get a pair of homers from Reese Hines to help hold off the Marlins 10-6. The Braves whitewash the Padres 4-0, and the Cardinals sweep a doubleheader from the Cubs 11-3 and 5-4. At Wimbledon, Barbara Krejcikova takes the women's title with a 3-set victory over Italian Jasmine Paolini. Correspondent Graham Agars has details.
For the 28-year-old Czech, the victory was a reward for overcoming injuries and periods of self-doubt that followed her first major victory, which came at the French Open 3 years ago. Krejcikova prevailed in a roller coaster battle that tested the nerve of both players, finally closing out a near 2-hour battle 6-2, 2-6, 6-4. For the 28-year-old Paolini, the loss came as her second major disappointment this year, having also lost in the French Open final in June.
In golf, Ludwig Åberg remains atop the leaderboard at the Genesis Scottish Open with a third-round 65 at 17 under through 54 holes. The Swede has a 2-shot lead over Robert McIntyre of Scotland. McIntyre posted the lowest score on Saturday with a 7 under 63. The Liberty improved their WNBA best record by getting past the Sky. Correspondent Jane Ferry reports.
The Liberty improved to a league-best 20-4 with an 81-67 win over the Sky. Sabrina Ionescu had a game-high 28 points, one game after dropping 21 on Chicago.
I think it's just taking, obviously trusting in my shot, missed some easy ones, but understanding like my team needs me to continue to take them, and obviously my shots are going to fall.
Jonquel Jones had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists for the Liberty, who played without leading scorer Brianna Stewart because of a hamstring injury. The Sky built a quick 10-3 lead and were up 21-14 after the first quarter, but the Liberty outscored them 29-13 in the second period and 20-13 in the fourth. New York also ended Angel Reese's WNBA record streak of 15 straight double-doubles. She had 16 rebounds but just 8 points.
And the Sparks use a 23-point night from Rakia Jackson to beat the Wings 87-81. Steve Carney, AP Sports.
Okay.
My name is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
It's the captain.
I'll steer through new waters. And I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship, my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
風に戸惑う弱気な僕通りすがるあの日の影本当は見た目以上涙もろい
Kagoga Aru. Oh, yeah, I know a little bit of this song, a little bit. But I got to hear Dwayne Castro sing this as he was singing on the streets in front of that, is it NC Picks? Right next to the ABC store. I'm like, holy cow, someone else knows that song who's not a native Japanese speaker. It's a great tune. It's called Tsunami. Southern All-Stars. Great tune. And I know that they were out there on the streets not just for fun. There's a whole thing going on for the Marianas Got Talent folks, where they are trying to revamp and restructure a little bit to continue to promote things here in the CNMI. Like, essentially, it's mostly a singing contest, though. I know they could do all kinds of things. But Arlene Regis and Gus Latulamar really trying to work together to get that Marianas Got Talent going in a different direction now. And a really good one. And I want to support that for sure because it seems like a really great opportunity for people who are aspiring performers here in the CNMI. And man, I'll tell you what, Dwayne, he's already there, right? Donovan was out there. That dude can just crush. Jennifer was singing. I mean, it was impressive to see all the people who were out there. Now, I also sang out there. That was not great. But my daughter sang, and she's outstanding. And my wife sang, too. The only one who didn't sing was our son. I don't know what was going on with that. He's not the big singer guy. He'll sing at the house, guaranteed. But I think that's the extent of it for him. He can go out there and do it. But anyway, folks from Marianas Got Talent, and they're going to have events coming up, and we're going to help promote those things for them, too, because we like them. We absolutely do, and we love what they're trying to do and put stuff back together and, again, restructure their organization that they got. In fact, they've got an event coming up on August 17th. It is season 2 for the amateur auditions for Marianas Got Talent. First place, $800. Woo! Second place, $600. Third place, $400. These are all good prizes. Yep. Their open auditions are going to be on August 17th and August 24th. They're going to be from 1 to 5 at the Multipurpose Center. Then they're going to have all the elimination rounds going to start in September. The semifinale going to be on September 14th. And then September 28th is the grand finale. Now, we're going to get them in here to talk more about this stuff, too. You're allowed to sing, and you can have music like on a karaoke machine, but you can't have a screen. You got to know the words. It's not a karaoke contest. You can sing it, but you just can't be sitting there reading off the screen. You're not going to look pro then. You only get 4 minutes, so choose wisely when it comes to picking out your song. And you got to be at least 15 years of age. So my daughter's ruled out of this one. She's got to age up. Just like she wants to start driving already. I'm like, nope, you can't do it. Hey, it doesn't matter if you want to sing in different languages, but it just can't be vulgar. It can't be in bad taste. So other than that, it doesn't matter. You got a banging, plowing song? Awesome. Bring it. You got something in Tagalog? Bring that. Chamorro song? Heck yeah, let's do it. So they're going to have 5 judges, and each one of the contestants is going to be able to perform and scored based on their voice and singing technique, overall stage performance, their singing appeal, their uniqueness, and the impact from the audience. So it's a little bit of everything. And now you've got, when you register for it, you got to give them the title and the artist name right there. You can't sing the same song. They also, you want to register fast. You want to be first because they're not going to have everybody singing My Way. You can't have duplicate songs. So if you register that you want to sing Marianas Way, a little JJ Conception, you better be the first one because they're not going to do it too. Because they want to avoid having a contest where they got 15 people singing that the sun will come out tomorrow. If you want to register, you can send an email to marianasgottalent670@gmail.com. The registration fee is only $10. So when you register, you got to pay for it. That's not a bad deal. Especially not if you're going to try to win a prize of like, they've got $800 for first place. It's like $1,800 worth of prizes that they're giving out. And it's only $10 to enter. You can find them on Facebook at Marianas Got Talent. You can find them on Instagram at Marianas Got Talent. And they have a million numbers. 287-5135, 588-3127, 285-5827, 783-1541, and 285-2507. We'll end up putting something up there. We'll get you guys the updates. It's a lot of information on this one flyer to put it up on the screen. You're not going to be able to see it really well, so we're not going to put it up there right now. But that's basically the gist. It's Marianas Got Talent Season 2, and it's going to be next month. The auditions are open next month, so you have a month to prepare. August 17th and August 24th are the 2 open auditions, and then it's on after that. They're going to take the folks who make the cut and go on from there. Again, $1,800 worth of prizes. First place is going to be $800. Second place, $400. And third place, second place, $600. Third place is $400. If you can sing, this is your competition. This is it. A new Tacoma. That is not the prize, Tobot. They're not giving away a new Tacoma. Although that would be pretty cool. I would join just for the chance that maybe the judges aren't really good at what they're doing. They just want to give me a Tacoma. But I don't think that's the best thing for them. Anyway, folks, on the other side of the camera today, we have our new superstar. His name's Vijay Gulto, and he is here. Now, I told him, I'm like, hey, we're not going to throw you to the wolves right away, but we will get you on and introduce you to everybody. But when we wrap up here today, that's going to be our opportunity to talk with our cool new intern that we've got and learn all about him. Apparently, we're neighbors. Well, at least in the same village. We're in the same village, and he seems pretty cool so far. We're talking about all kinds of great stuff and what he hopes to get out of this internship and what I hope that he's going to be able to do. Seems really cool. I think we're going to be off to a great start and get everything going, and hopefully you guys get to meet him too because, again, seems all right so far. What school are you going to? MHS. Yep, right down the street, right next door. Not too bad. We're going to have the Dolphin News Network going on in here. Absolutely. Oh, is your dad Ben? Yes, that's right. That is Tobat. He's like, that's my nephew. There you go. Look at that. That's it, Tobat. You're going to have to come in. Check him out. All right. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Baseball tonight is going to be a big game, but tomorrow night is going to be the big game that we're going to cover. Tonight's White Sox and Bandits, as long as the weather is going to permit. But tomorrow, right here on the NMI News Network, we're going to have the Padres and the Falcons. It's a big game with two of the top teams. Falcons trying to end the season undefeated, and Padres are going to try to prevent that from happening. If they can't, if the Padres can knock them off, they still have a chance if the White Sox can beat the Falcons to win the pennant. So those are the last two games for the Falcons to see if they can go undefeated. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, just hearing back from the folks over at Coda about telling us stuff. So we'll probably end up doing an interview with them later in the day. And then we'll just post it up here for you guys to see it later to find out all about what's going on for tomorrow. Sounds great. Okay. Proclamation signing at the governor's office and then filming with Turnkey. Awesome. Great job. Sounds great. Let me know when you're free this afternoon, and we'll do it. Thank you. Boom. All right, so we're gonna get we'll have an interview on there with Special Assistant Alfreda Camacho Meritita. That will be awesome, so we can hear a lot more with it. Yeah, the Falcons. That's going to be a big game. They're going to have a heck of a thing. The Falcons again tomorrow night against the Padres. Sorry, not the Padres tomorrow. Yeah, Padres and Falcons tomorrow. That's going to be the big thing. Padres going to see if they can shake off that loss that they had to the Bandits because this was their season. This was their chance. They were if they could have got past the Bandits, they would be in full control of their destiny in the rest of the season. Now they're going to need some help if they want to win the pennant. But they can't do it unless they win tomorrow night. So we'll see how it works out. Padres playing the Falcons tomorrow. Next week, Padres got the Braves, and that's how they're going to close out their season. Nope, they got the Royals, the week after. There's one extra game on week 16. I thought they had it. They have a bonus Friday game. Yeah. All right. Let's knock out a couple more of the final headlines that we got, at least on the local side. You know, we heard a lot of stuff about what's going on with the Senate president looking into those ARPA funds because she was really going after those, like an extra $225 million that were supposedly in the Bank of Guam. And that really represents, I mean, not exactly half, but call it like 40%, 45% of all the ARPA funds that we were supposed to get. At least that massive allocation. So she's thinking that, I think she thinks that we have a lot more of this money around. And that doesn't seem to be the case. At least not according to the Secretary of Finance. So they're trying to they're subpoenaing the treasurer. And the Secretary of Finance said, hey, you don't have to subpoena the treasurer. We gave you all the documents. You got everything you need. So that's going to keep going back and forth a little bit. He's like, hey, I think they're saying that all that money has already been allocated. So where is it? Or where did it go? They did submit a bunch of that info already. I remember when we had the presentation, we had the Secretary of Finance was there at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce Economic Forum. It wasn't a dollar for dollar, where did every nickel go? But it was pretty close. At least it showed a percentage breakdown of where everything went. But we'll wait and see because there's a lot more coming out for that. Oh, wow. No kidding. I just got this comment said there's a video of the shooter on the roof from the Trump assassination attempt. Wow. Well, if we can find that video, we'll get it for you. I don't have that video. Sorry, guys. Tobot says, even though I'm from Dandan, I'll cheer for the Falcons. Southside certified love. I love it. That's great. Well done. Well, hey, we are cruising. We got about 20 minutes left in the show. Then we're going to move on and start talking with VJ here and get everything squared away. Then we're going to meet, we talked about today being Developmental Disability Professionals Day. We're going to meet with some of those professionals today in about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Talk about how we can do some things to help their mission in our community as well. Because we're big fans. Big fans. I'm telling you, it's the most rewarding stuff. Really want to help the folks over at CLI. Because I absolutely love their mission. And there's one guy over there. It doesn't matter about his name, but there's a sign at the center where it's like that. Basically, he's not allowed to. They have like a little store for their clients, the consumers. I think is the term that they officially use for the folks at CLI. And there's a sign on that says, "Hey, you can't just grab stuff. You have to pay for it." Apparently, he doesn't pay for it all the time. So, I want to go and drop off some money so that he's got an account so he can just grab some chips every once in a while and not get in trouble for it. Doesn't matter what his name is. I don't need to tell you what his name is. It's all right. But I thought that was so great. Like, we'll just use one of your names. Like it says, do not open Tobot. That's essentially it. Like this guy, he goes in and he'll grab it from the little store and then just kind of sneak out with this stuff. Like now we're gonna come up with a fund just for that guy. So he can go in and then grab that stuff. Not get in trouble for it. Oh, Tobot. Maybe I can help teach a tinting class for the disabled. I love that idea. Let's check. We'll meet with Susan Satur and see what we could do. I think that's try to make that happen for us. See if there's something they could do. Because I'll tell you what, they got windows over there. Probably need to get tinted too. By the way, you got plenty of canvases for you to show them how to do all that stuff over there, and it's also going to help their facility. Guaranteed. I've seen all the windows there. They could definitely use something like that. I love that idea, dude. And thanks, man. That's great. I love that idea. See, look at you, Tobot. Getting back to the community again. Well, that makes me want to skip over some of the other things I see on our big headlines today. So I will. I want to keep it kind of positive because all that stuff is great stuff. We're going to move on a little bit here. I mean, I still want to get into talking about like the biggest story, again, an assassination attempt on the former president of the United States at a big campaign rally. Just wild. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's break from the ordinary today. We're going to break 15 minutes earlier because this will give us an opportunity to spend some more time with VJ here, get to know him a little bit, and get him started off in the right direction. I mean, it's Monday morning for us. It's pretty easy, but we can go right into that. And then we'll see if we can't tell you more about fish stuff tomorrow, too. So let's do that. We're calling audible so we can start getting VJ off on the right direction. Sound like a plan? All right, everybody put your hands in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go. All right. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for another edition of Good Morning Marianas. We'll keep following all the local stories. We'll keep following these major national headlines with what's happening with the debate and with the election and with what just happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. So, all right, I think that's what we got for you today, guys. We're going to call that one. We're going to wrap that one up and regroup tomorrow. Well, VJ and I get acquainted. Get ready to take on the world with the help of the Dolphins. All right, we'll see you guys.
From a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun. Good morning, Mariana.